Hainan, China's tropical island, but most visitors only see one small part of it when people hear the name Hainan. They usually think of one place, Sanya, beaches, resorts, palm trees, warm tropical weather. And none of that is wrong, but it's also incomplete because Hainan is not just a city, it's an entire island, China's southernmost province, and the experience changes dramatically depending on where you are on that island. Some places feel like resort zones, some feel like normal Chinese cities, and some parts still feel quiet and natural. So the real question is not is Hainan beautiful? The real question is what kind of Hainan experience are you actually choosing? Hainan is very different from most places people visit in China. Cities like Beijing or Shanghai are built around movement and exploration. Hainan works differently. This island is driven by climate first, attraction second. You don't really come here to check off landmarks. You come here because of the weather, the ocean, and the slower rhythm change how your travel days feel. And that means one decision ends up shaping almost your entire trip. Where you stay. Most international travelers first encounter Hainan through Sanya. It's the most famous city on the island, and for good reason. The coastline here is long, the water is warm, and many of the hotels are built specifically for tropical vacations. But even inside Sanya, the experience changes depending on the area. For example, if you stay in Yalong Bay, the atmosphere feels very calm and organized. The beaches are clean and wide, the hotels are well managed, and the entire area feels like a planned vacation zone. Many days in Yalong Bay follow a simple rhythm. Breakfast, beach, pool, sunset, dinner is very comfortable. But if you want to explore the city or find nightlife and street life, you will notice quickly that there aren't many options nearby. A different experience happens in Haitang Bay. Hotels here are newer and often larger. Some of the biggest resorts on the island are located here, including Atlantis Sanya, which combines a luxury hotel, a huge aquarium, and a large water park. But Haitang Bay is also very spread out. That means transportation becomes more important. Without a car or taxi, even something simple like leaving the resort for dinner can take time. For travelers who want a self-contained resort stay, this area works extremely well. For travelers who want to move around freely, it can feel slightly isolated. Then there's Sanya Bay. This area feels much closer to the real city. You will see locals, restaurants, convenience stores, smart seafood markets, and residential neighborhoods. The beach is still there, but daily life becomes part of the atmosphere. Many travelers actually find Sanya Bay easier to adapt to, especially if they want a mix of beach time and normal city movement. In the evening, the coastline here fills with people walking, exercising, or eating at outdoor restaurants. The feeling is less resort bubble and more everyday coastal life. If you leave Sanya completely and explore further north, Hainan changes again. The capital city, Haikou, feels very different. Here you will find a more traditional urban environment. One of the most interesting places is Qilo Old Street, a historic district with architecture buildings that reflect the island's trading history. There are street food stores, old shop houses, and a very different rhythm from the resort areas. Haikou isn't a beach vacation destination in the same way Sanya is, but it shows a side of Hainan that many tourists never see. If you travel along the eastern coast of the island, places like Wanning and Riyue Bay becomes interesting. These areas have become well known among surfers. The coastline here is quieter, the waves are stronger, and the atmosphere feels more natural. It's Instead of huge resort complexes, you will find smaller hotels, surf schools, and long open beaches. For travelers looking for more relaxed coastal environment, this part of Hainan can feel very refreshing. And if you move into the interior of the island, the landscape changes again. Many people are surprised to discover that Hainan isn't only beaches. The center of the island is mountains and covered in rainforest. Places like Wuzhi Mountain or Yanoda Rainforest, cultural tourism zone offer hiking trails, tropical vegetation, and completely different climate from the coast. Instead of ocean view, you get jungle scenery and cooler air. This part of the island feels much less developed and far quieter than the coastal resorts. Because of all these differences, Hainan is difficult to describe with a single idea. Some travelers come for beaches, some come to escape winter, some simply want a slower place to rest after visiting major cities, but almost everyone underestimates one thing about the island. The climate Hainan is not only warm, it's hot and humid, especially during the daytime. Walking under the sun can drain your energy much faster than expected. That's why many very ambitious itineraries don't work well here. Not because there's nothing to do, but because your body naturally slows down. A very common situation looks like this. The plan is full, but very little actually happens. Afternoons turns into showers, naps, and staying indoors to escape the heat. For first-time visitors, this is extremely normal, and once people accept that rhythm, the island suddenly becomes much more enjoyable. In most China itineraries, Hainan does not play the role of discovery or exploration. Instead, it often works as a recovery chapter, a place to slow down, a place to reset your energy, a place where the schedule becomes lighter. Many travelers leave Hainan saying something like, "I didn't do much, but I feel physically relaxed." And strangely, that sentence explains the island perfectly. Hainan isn't a destination that went through a long list of attractions. It's a place you have to understand first before you can really enjoy it. If you are unsure which one fits your route or how to place it without wasting time, you can message us on WhatsApp.